Yes, welcome to Mcimbi KaNtu Culture Xplosion podcast. We are coming from East London, Beacon Bay. Today we are with our resident experts as usual. We will be focusing today on two important aspects. The first one that we will be focusing on today is the preparations that need to be put in place by especially the Department of Health towards this season of uLwaluko, the December season, which promises to be a big one. Dr. Tibera is going to be taking us through of what are the necessary preparations that the hospitals that are situated in the hotspot regions where problems normally arise are supposed to be putting in place as preparations for this season. Dr. Tibera, welcome. And we know that this is going to be a very big season. We have to make sure that we prepare for this season. What can we expect from the Department of Health to put in place as preparation for this season, so that whatever eventuality, whatever happens, we are able to intervene, so that we are able to save these boys' lives?
Thank you, Majege. Normally, city Mabaye. Bepila, Babuye, Bepila. That's the slogan we use.
That's our motto here today. Yeah.
And luckily we have this season years by years a year initiation, and we know cultural and traditionally. Especially Africa, Lobabam, by Esutin. And the boys there, that's by Kokwazo, just finally Esutin. Now the department normally makes sure, especially on the areas prevalent, and yet that is the initiates normally in the what is that?
The old region, yes.
Normally the departments in most of the hospitals, but they prepare beds. Actually, there's a team that they employ, they use. It's a multidisciplinary team, they call it.
Oh yes.
Include a lot of traditional leaders, doctors, surgeons, and nurses, and luckily police are also involved in the program.
Oh, that's good.
So we, as better, normally there's, because by us, but complication every year, every season initiation. Yes. They set aside the space, a ward, a certain ward, as better. Yes. That is by equipa, by drugs, by nurses. Even the dressing to be ready for any eventuality, class figure initials, because by us these big complications as needs as initials.
Yes.
So that team actually, including the hospital management, but this one is for the initiate. Yeah. There's so many, because by us when you put and they expect unless you higher volume. And then buy new second low number of beds. Yes. So our preparing is a bed, of course, with the fluids, with all that Abbas servants during the period of admit and complication. Yes. So basically, they set aside the word, Baba nurses, traditional nurses.
Yes.
Nurses is not the traditional.
The professional ones. Okay.
Of course, there were doctors that were responsible for us.
Yes.
Now, all my is about services and materials that are going to use.
Yeah.
Especially
okay.
So, also the psychologists, you'll be surprised to counsel those kids because okay, there's lots of complications.
Yeah.
So every complication is well taken of. Especially psychologists, especially professional nurses, especially
Yeah.
babhale amayeza abo after babonile bawasesa every day
Yes.
until babe bayaphuma esibhedlela.
Okay. So in terms of the early, warning signs and early interventions, how important that is, because, we should make sure that before damage is done or big damage is done, at least there are early warning signs that must be looked out for and early interventions.
Yeah, and let's congratulate the department for having insight, including Okokta, with sessions, because as early warning sign, of course, abantu abahleli nabakhwetha bona makangata. Sometimes then it's not easy for them to call for uncedo emanesi, but okay, because that will be anti the thing, the culture. So this team that is by the Department of Health plus Okoktas include a young multidisciplinary team. Okay. They are able to assess as early warning signs of acute. I'm not dehydrated. Take better history. Them interview when did you last take water? Of course, was a assessor because what signs about strong for dehydration? Yeah. Sometimes bethi ngamosa kunemibhalo emizimbeni utheni uthakathile and ingozi landela because ingalidishela kwenye syndrome engabangela babe bayafa because mhlawumbe bethe ngeshambo kanye bethe ngenduku abanye ufanele babajonga babona isiko kubolile sepsis is taking place. Which is quite very sad, which is ezibangela kuba sibe siyazingumla ezinye and which is very bad for a young man. Very painful. Thing about our family. Yes. Those ezo signs ezo ke siyazibona ngoku pha xa sithela team ya visit apha. These are quite important because these are preventable. Of course, dehydration can be taken to hospital, given fluids, and aphinda bengumuntu. Also for sepsis, taken to the hospital, you get your antibiotics, you get your fluids, and then you're fine. Yeah. And all these signs, and then proper interventions are taken. They can be taken. Yeah. We got also sometimes dedicated ambulances. On top of that team that goes there, you got the ambulances. If there's an emergency and I'm in area, then ambulance quickly goes there, picks up the child, or they initiate with the spell and then proper interventions are taken. Yes.
So let me just quickly go to you, Prof. In your view and in your research, how effective has this coordinating committee or this task team been, in trying to ensure that they save the lives of these boys, given the capacity constraints sometimes that you would find are faced by this intervention committee?
No, in my view, and actually in our research, one of the things that we have identified is that especially the Department of Health, they are doing really whatever that they can to rescue and to rescue the situation, and also to manage, maybe to save many of these young men's lives. Yeah. But the biggest challenge is the cultural diehards, the cultural proponents that tend to undermine any intervention that seem to be Western related, like your medical intervention. They tend to undermine those. As a result, when by the time many of these young men actually got in the hands of Dr. Tibela, in many cases there's not so much actually that they can do at that time, because the damage is already the damage is already done. So if we can try, as my brother, for instance, yesterday was talking about stakeholders intervention. We need actually to strengthen that, to know, in as much as we are cultural diehards and we know we are for and the proponents of the culture, but any intervention that is possible and that can prove actually to be effective to save the lives of these young men, we should actually embrace that, especially in the 21st century.
Yes.
So in my view, our people, especially those that are for a culture, they undermine the medical practitioners simply because they do not want actually them to interfere with the culture.
That's very important to make. I can also, imagine that those who are involved in the adoption, for instance, of these young boys, wouldn't want to have those boys exposed, to Western medical interventions, because in any case they adapted these kids, and forced them into circumcision. Is that part of your research or what you have found in terms of research?
Yes, I wanted actually also to highlight that, because the reason why sometimes they might actually end up, for instance, leaving these boys to die actually in the circumcision school rather than taking them to medical practitioners, because that's where now, because medical practitioners would want to know where is the certificate for screening, and they would want to know even the such things as the age certificates of the ID or birth certificate of these young men, and in most cases those certificates and for the screening process and all the medical checkups that have to be done before they undergo circumcision, they are not present, because as you said, most of these young men, especially underage, they are being abducted. Yes. As a result, now if they were to take these young men now, when they are experiencing these challenges to medical practitioners, then they are exposing themselves, and they know at the end of the day they can actually get arrested. Hence, they would rather pretend as if they do not want to take them to the doctors, because the doctors have no role actually in cultural practice affairs. So that's how actually they perceive it. But we know, according to the research, they are doing that intentionally, because they do not want. It's some sort of a cover up for their deeds.
Of course, I can imagine again the importance of stakeholders like the SAPS, especially in trying not only to intervene after the fact, but also to intervene before these abductions, can take place.
Yeah, I think there's a serious role for our criminal justice system to intervene in this.
Yes.
So that people can take this very seriously, especially the people that are involved.
Yes.
Not so that there can be consequences.
Yes.
One other thing that I think it can be a special intervention.
Yeah.
Is these specialized courts during that season.
Oh yeah.
So that immediately when there's something that is happening there in the initiation schools, someone who does something wrong there, he can be taken to task immediately.
Yes.
So that we cannot have a situation where people they even maybe go away and and escape justice. So that even those who are still planning to do these wrong things, they can know that our justice system is very close, is going to act very swiftly when it is dealing with these issues.
Yes.
So it's very worrying that the police or the system doesn't take uLwaluko very seriously, because once even one child who dies in the it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed. It's too many, to lose a life in this, because we're supposed to have a situation where we make sure our traditions and our culture, they make sure that they build these human beings to be respectable men when they come there, fit and strong, so that they can be able to take forward the letters of their families.
Yes.
But what is happening is very worrying, because now if we are going to have these statistics every season, you are guaranteed that there are going to be boys who are dying. Then if the criminal justice system doesn't take place or doesn't it's not active in terms of making sure that the perpetrators are brought to book, then this thing is going to keep on happening and happening.
Of course.
So we need to make sure that government come decisively on this issue and make sure that, especially in those areas where there are abductions and extortions, because this thing is no longer now about the culture, but it's a criminal element that is already there. That is need nipped in the bud.
Yeah.
To make sure even the community, they are very important in this matter, because so that they can expose these people. Because these people, they live within our communities. They are not people isolated there. They come, but they are living with our communities.
They know.
So community is supposed to play a serious role to make sure that our culture gets its own dignity again, goes back to its own dignity. Because now it's a laughing stock now. If like we are going to have 20 boys who passed away on something that is supposed to make them better people, this is a serious challenge.
Very, very, very important. What we are mentioning, this swift response of our criminal justice system becomes very important. Yes. So the working relations between the SAPS, and the courts, under the Department of Justice becomes important. I think we need to propagate for that. The establishment of these special courts. Because if you have those special courts in each and every season, so that whoever is found to have committed whatever did against the law when it comes to circumcision, uLwaluko, that person must be swiftly brought to book through those special courts, so that we're able to have that person being dealt with immediately. I think that is one critical element that we really need to be focusing on.
It's going to bring some seriousness on the issue of circumcision.
Yeah.
And how these people conduct these activities, because some now are going for extortion. They want money.
Yeah.
Look at somebody who's being paid 7,000 per boy.
Yes.
Per head. And then it just goes. It takes even 15-year-olds. Who are
True.
not supposed to go there, because we know what the statutes, we know what the legal age for those people to go for initiation.
Prof, you were telling a story at some stage about one mother there who had two of her boys abducted, for extortion.
Yes. I did research at that time. It was 2015.
Yes.
And I came across now at in Pondoland region.
Yes.
Somewhere in Holy Cross. Yes.
Yeah, that's legally.
Yes, where one mother actually lost two sons. Actually, they are not even such as children, because one was 15 and the other one was 14. They were both actually abducted while they were at school or coming from school.
Yeah.
And while they were looking for them for a week, she actually discovered that they are nowhere to be found, but they already, the history actually already told them that maybe they because it's the initiation season, it could be that maybe they are taken, but they were not sure up until this one hooligan that came at night at the end of the week. I think it was Friday, when this guy on a balaclava came to tell her that she must not look around anymore. Both their sons are actually in the initiation school. They have initiated them, and they need actually 14,000, 7,000 for each of the young men. This
imagine that
is not a pensioner. The only source of income is the child support grant that she received from these two young men or these two children. So and she does not work because there is unemployment is right. And she does not actually receive any income except that
child support grant.
But she has to cough 14,000. And when she actually indicated to this hooligan that she actually does not have money and she won't actually even bother to go into anybody to ask for 14,000 because she won't have the means to return it. And this hooligan said, no, you have to look around. I'm giving you between that Friday and Sunday to make sure that you raise that money.
Organize the fund.
Yes, and you must not actually involve police or anybody actually in this. And he came at night wearing a balaclava, and imagine in our villages it's dark anyway. So when he returned actually on Sunday, and still the mother actually still maintained that I don't have money. I tried my brothers and everybody. Nobody has 14,000, not even a cent actually to start off with. And this guy was angry, and then he left. But the next day in the morning, on Monday, when actually she opened actually the rondavel, the door, she actually tripped on the bodies of her sons. Both of them, one looking wrapped by a blanket, looking on the left, and another one wrapped on the blanket, looking on the right. She tripped
Over
and
them.
both of them were lying there, dead and
Lifeless.
even lifeless. Even today, according to her, nobody was even able to explain what really transpired. Meaning that because she did not have that 14,000, meaning that now that was actually now
A death sentence for
the death
her
sentence
boys.
for the two boys.
Yeah. This is one of these gruesome stories that really are making one sick in the stomach. You see, we really have to have these stories properly collated,
yes.
you know. But we are going to make sure that at some stage we do visit these families, you know, we do talk to them, because as we were saying yesterday, you know, cousins, friends, boyfriends that die and just disappear like that, nobody speaks about them. And there's no closure, obviously, in families, because they have not been told what happened to their
There's
kids.
no closure. And
No closure.
Many single mothers that have lost their sons in the initiation school. I'm busy, for instance, currently with one paper that I've been writing, I think for 2 years now. I'm unable to finish it because I have to listen to recordings and the emotions that comes from the cries of many of the single parents that lost their sons, and nobody, not even the government, not even the chief or the king from the community, not even the brother or somebody, uncle, that can explain to them what
really
must
happened.
have been the cause of my son's death. So you can tell she just have to take that and move on and accept that the son could not make it.
Yeah.
How and what are some of the reasons not to make it? Nobody wants to explain to them or any of that sort.
And you can imagine, you know, that kills that mother, you know.
Yes. I said to you, colleagues, when we lose these young men, we are actually losing even their parents, because this mother that I'm talking about that lost those two sons, she said to me, you know what, Doc? I died the day when I found two bodies of my sons actually put in my doorstep.
Yeah.
I died that day. I'm not even sure why you God is still keeping me alive, because I'm a walking corpse. That's how actually she perceives her current life. That she does not even know. She's got two boys, which is 11 and 12, and she does not know, for instance, what is going to happen to them, because she wants to take them to the medical doctors, but again they will be laughing stock. She is feeling like maybe they would go to circumcision, but what if they are abducted and then also lose them in the same fashion? So with those are the kind of situations that we are currently facing with uLwaluko.
This is one of these, you know, cases that really have got to be put out there. You know, people need to know about this type of cases, because they really, you know, get into one's nerve, you know.
Yes,
because really, what interventions government came up with to try and assist this woman? Were there any psychosocial support given to this, you know, mother? You know, I mean, you'd find that there was none. No. So I'm just saying this is one of those things that really we must be focusing on going forward as well, to expose this case, but also to try and bring as much assistance, you know, psychosocial support and other support that can be given to these women or to these mothers.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say most of these cases go unreported and end up in only in those areas. That mother, remember that grandmother there, that maybe as one stress is needs as a result, because there were no interventions in place, and some may die, you know.
No, true.
And now that, you know, now it becomes a caring thing, because the mother now is not willing to take other kids to undergo such a program again, you know.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, so I think we need to break down those things and see what good ways and interventions can be employed to make sure that those people bafumana proper interventions and
support.
Yeah, it's important, and while allowing the initiation thing to go on, but in a proper way,
in a proper fashion. No,
in a proper fashion, because
yes. Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's take a short break, and we'll come back with one of the topics for today. We'll be looking at the legal prescripts, just in a little bit of detail in terms of what is required by the national legislation that must be complied with by anyone who's involved in the traditional practice of uLwaluko. See you after the break. Yes, welcome back to Mcimbi KaNtu Culture Xplosion. We are a podcast focusing on uLwaluko and the practicing of uLwaluko legally and safely. We are in partnership with the University of Fort Hare, presenting this to you so that all of us are aware of what is it that needs to be done when we want to take our kids to the initiation schools. We are going to go through the national legislative framework that regulates the tradition and the practice of uLwaluko, so that we are able to bring this information to our parents there, so that they know exactly what are the requirements to ensure that when they take their kids to those initiation schools, they can be able to demand, for instance, that the initiation school must be registered, that the traditional surgeon must also be registered and certified, and that even the traditional nurse must also be a registered and certified traditional nurse. So we'll just zoom into the national legislative framework, in fact starting with our constitution, to see, because these kids, when they go to the initiation school, they do not lose their constitutional rights just because they are in the mountains or they are in the initiation school. They remain constitutional beings as well because they are protected by our constitution. So those rights, they are not derogated because now they've become initiates. Let's start with the important, right that an initiate has when they undergo initiation school: the right to human dignity. Because that is a very, very important right, because everyone has inherent dignity and it has to be protected, whether that is a kid or an old person. But we need to make sure that we protect and preserve, that important right in terms of Section 10 of the Constitution, which guarantees human dignity to everyone. So our kids, they have that inherent dignity when they go to the initiation school. And also Section 11 of the Constitution, the right to life.
To life, yes.
That is a very important, right, which is very closely linked to a right to dignity. Yes. And these rights, they really cannot be, even limited. No. You can't limit these rights. They are very important. They have to be protected. They must be promoted. They must be preserved. Yes. A right to life means that, we have to make sure these boys, they go to the mountain, they go to the initiation school, and then they come back alive. Yes. Without any harm. So this is very important to know that these boys, they are not divested of these rights just because they've now become initiates or they've now gone through the initiation school. Also, if we're looking at Section 28 of the Constitution, yes, that guarantees every child, to family care, yes, and parental care. Our parents, they must make sure that they take care of their children. They need to make sure that when they take their children to the initiation school, there's a follow through. They don't just leave their kids and their children, their boys to the messes of the traditional surgeons and traditional nurses. We have to they must make sure that there's a follow through. They constantly visit, especially in the first week. Constantly visit your child. Make sure that you are there. You observe what is happening. If you are a mother, get an uncle. Try to make sure that the uncle is always there. Demand information as to what is happening now with my kid. How is he? Because if you constantly demand that information as a mother, anyone who is involved there will have to give you that information. Even the law demands that you provide the mother of the child with the information on the progress of the child in terms of the initiation. Is he well? is he progressing well? So we need to make sure that that information is provided to these parents, and they have to be protected from any maltreatment, neglect, abuse, and degradation treatment. So we have to make sure that these rights they are properly respected by anyone who is involved in the tradition of uLwaluko. These are just some few important rights that really need to be respected by anyone who is involved in this thing. So I'm saying, just constitutionally, we need to make sure that we respect the Constitution by providing these kids these rights, making sure that we protect their rights and we promote these rights. But also in terms of the national legislation, colleagues, if we look at as we're talking of Prof, the Customary Initiation Act, which is a recent act that was passed last year by the National Assembly. This act is quite new, and I want to believe that few know about this act amongst our parents, amongst the communities, the important yes, exactly. So I think we need to make sure that at least this legislation is known, and what are its contents. Just to simplify it for our viewers at home to understand that there is a national legislation that requires, for instance, that when you take your kid to initiation school, there is a process that you need to follow, so that you are compliant to try and curb these problems that eventually emanate from the initiation schools. So the legislation is there to guide people. They need to know it, and this is the national legislation, and it is called the Customary Initiation Act of 2021. Of course, it is predicated on the constitutional values, and the Bill of Rights. So it is a very, very important act. I think some of the important elements of this act, they relate to the roles of different stakeholders. For instance, it establishes as well what is called your PIC, under the National Initiation Coordination Committee or Coordinating Committee. Yes, that oversight committee. Yes. But I just want to zoom into what's the role, for instance, of traditional leaders. Because traditional leaders, they are the custodians of this customary, practice of uLwaluko. So their role becomes very important. I mean, this cannot be overly emphasized.
No.
This cannot be overly emphasized, because how they respond to this problem will always, determine whether they are, proper traditional leaders of their communities. Because we are going to judge them on the basis that they are able to curb these challenges that we are facing, because they are the custodian of this practice. So I'm saying, for instance, in terms of the act, the traditional leaders, they must promote the customary practice amongst the traditional communities. They must promote compliance with the constitutional principles and the provisions of the act. So there is much responsibility that is given to them. Yes, to make sure that they promote the constitutional values and principles, but also promote compliance with this act. Now the question is, has government been able to give support to the traditional leaders so that they're able to carry out this, a legislative mandate and obligation that is placed on the traditional leaders? Because you can put and place an obligation on traditional leaders, but if you are unable to provide support to them so that they're able to carry out that particular duty, then that law is as good as nothing.
Yes.
Because it won't be implemented. That obligation won't be able to be carried out by the traditional leaders, because they need the support to ensure compliance. And you know, it's not a child's play to ensure compliance because these are big communities.
No.
So, you know,
very big community.
exactly. As a traditional leader, you're going to need the support of your own, community to ensure that, this compliance happens. But you need to make sure that you've got the resources to do that. Yeah. So what resources are given to the traditional leaders, we really have to find out from government to see if they are able to provide this. It has to be carried out. And then it talks about the principals and the caregivers. That is, the principals of these schools.
Yes. And
the caregivers, those makangata that yes,
What we normally sometimes call the traditional nurses.
Yes. For instance, the principals in terms of the act, they must have no criminal record. You must be clean as a whistle. And you must not have any record that relates to the abuse of children or violent actions or conduct against any person or any substance abuse. So you must be a well-respected member of society. Exactly. Who lives within a particular conduct that is expected of a member of society. So that is stipulated in terms of the act. So it can't just be anyone who must own, an initiation school because that they just want to make money. They have to comply with these standards that have been set here in terms of this act. And caregivers, for instance, they must provide the parent, where applicably, the customary or legal guardian of the initiate with health reports within the time frames to be agreed upon between such caregivers and the relevant parent or guardian. So which means when you take your kid to, initiation school, there has to be a agreed time frame of, health reports that the caregiver is going to be giving to parents. Yes. So it can't be you just take your kid to, the initiation school and then you forget about him until whatever time, that there are problems. So there has to be this constant interaction between the caregivers and the parents. So it's a very important aspect of this act, to make sure that even, single parents, who are mostly women, they are able to be updated about this health status of their kids constantly. So this is very, very important, Collins. I think it's something that I thought we should highlight out of this act. And in terms of this act, the caregivers cannot refuse medical attention to these initiates.
The initiates, yes.
The initiates, when there is a need for medical attention, they have to make sure that they provide such medical attention. And they need to be careful to look out for early warning signs so that when there are signs of dehydration, signs of sepsis, yes, of sepsis, then they can be able to quickly ensure that medical intervention is sought and it is provided to this
to the initiate.
Yes. This stereotypical understanding that it's going to end up here and this thing, we are not going to ensure medical interference. I mean, that thing needs to really, it has to be confronted head on. Yes. Because rather than have a boy losing his own man or dying worse, so we really have to make sure that this intervention is it cannot be shouted more than we have. Yes. I know there are many other people that have tried to shout this thing for many, many years, but we really have to make sure that anyone whose initiate dies in their hands, they must answer. Yes. Because they are a first port of call when a child dies or loses his manhood yes. under his care. His life, yes. So there has to be consequence management that must be applied against that individual. Yes. So we have to make sure that we call upon our criminal justice system, including the police, to investigate, to update the family constantly about the investigations, to hand over the docket to the NPA to constantly update the parent about what the decisions are, to be taken. Yes. And then if the matter is to be prosecuted, then they have to be, they have to inform. They must inform the parents that we are going to prosecute and the matter will be brought to court, so and so will be charged for, murder or so for culpable homicide, whatever the charge will be. So I'm saying there has to be such consequence management. So I'm saying the Act is clear about all of these things, that they have to happen. So colleagues, I'm just saying, just in a nutshell, this Act is very important. So we are going to find ways, even in our podcast, yes, in our Facebook pages, in our YouTube channels, we are going to be posting snippets of these acts from time to time, so that people they can get chewable information about this act, so that they know what it contains and what it requires of each and every stakeholder that is involved in the practice of uLwaluko. So I'm not sure if you colleagues want to share anything around these two.
Yeah, let me just add something there. There's a lot of education that's supposed to go to our communities about this act. And it's very important that people who are in that space where they disseminate the information, they must be able to make sure that this act goes through their platform, so that it can be disseminated to the people, like your community radio station, your local newspapers.
As we go to the coming season, so that all of us, we are prepared as we go into this season to try and save the lives of our boys, and they must go to Ntabeni baye babuye ephila.
Yes.
Mcimbi KaNtu.
See you next time.